The universe has a message for you. So, we are going to take a look at a money message that the universe wants to deliver you today. So, we have 3 piles here. Take your time to intuitively choose which pile feels like it's calling you. Timestamps will be down below for you. And we're going to see what wants to come through. So, we have pile number 1 here with the Lightseer deck and this selenite wand crystal. Then we have pile number 2 with the, what is it called? Like the beginner tarot from Luna, Saint Soleil, something like that. The amethyst crystal with that. So that's pile number 2. And then pile number 3, we have the Witch's Tarot, which is the strawberry quartz square crystal. So take your time to intuitively choose which pile you feel the most drawn to. Like I said, timestamps will be down below, and I will see you in your message. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this selenite wand and the Lightseer Tarot. So let's see, what is the money message that the universe has for you today? I hope you guys are doing well. Money message for pile number 1. Money message for pile number 1. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords, we have the 8 of Pentacles. I feel like getting one more. We got 2. We got Justice, and we got the Knight of Cups. So I feel like there's maybe a little bit of worry here around like whether everything's going to work out, like whether your hard work is going to, I'm getting like pay off, whether things are going to start to move forward. And we have the Hierophant here. I feel like maybe you've really been like working on your finances, working on your money. Some of you have a fear that like your money isn't going to balance out. Things aren't going to rectify. Things aren't going to get better. I feel like maybe some of you are working on something specific. This could be a business or just your budget or something to that effect where it's like, I think you've learned a lot about money. Some of you, we have the 6 of Pentacles behind the Hierophant. So maybe for some of you, you've been learning ways to make more money, or you have been understanding like maybe a little bit of like, I'm getting like investments and loans and stuff like that. Like you could be almost like increasing your financial literacy is what I'm getting. And I feel like it's interesting that you chose the selenite wand, because selenite helps you clear. And I almost feel like that's with this 8 of Swords. It's like needing to clear the mind when it comes to how you're thinking about money, what you're thinking is possible, what you're thinking is going to happen here. There is, like I said, like this kind of sense of working on something, working on growing something, maybe again, working on like a business or something to that effect, where I feel like with this Justice card, it's like you're hoping that things are going to pay out. Things are going to work in your favor. It's like you're wanting your finances to balance out, or like maybe needing to make a certain amount of money to make ends meet kind of thing. Like something to that effect. And with this Knight of Cups, I almost feel like this is the movement, things moving forward in a really happy, joyful kind of way, but also being able to live maybe a certain lifestyle where it feels like you can enjoy your life and also be comfortable, you know? Maybe some of you are coming from a place where you've kind of been tight on money, or money has felt like something that's always been restrictive for you. And I feel like you're wanting to change that. Let's get a little bit more here. What is the money message here for pile number 1? Look at another justice kind of card. This is reconcile, so it's advocate, uphold, adjudicate, and balance. So there's definitely balance that you're looking to establish and to have, like this, you got the sword, the scales, and we got the sword and the scales. There's something around like wanting to find balance in your finances, or like balancing the budget is kind of what I'm getting. And then we have musician, shine, play, invoke, and express. This is interesting because I feel like there's something where you want to make money in a way that feels good to you. You want to make money in a way that's expressive to you. It's like some of you are really wanting to get a business off the ground, like get your art off the ground. There's something where you are, we even have poet at the bottom. So you either maybe write something, you express yourself in a certain way, even if it's like content. It's like you're meant to be, I feel like, in the spotlight. But it's almost like you're waiting for that to pay off is what I'm getting. There's this sense of feeling like why things are taking maybe some time. Things are taking some time. I feel like you're being asked to hold your ground, stand your ground in what it is that you want. Don't waver from it. Keep working, keep moving forward, keep putting the intention and the effort and the attention towards what it is that you're creating for yourself. It's like you're almost there with this 8 of Pentacles. You've been working so diligently, so hard, and I feel like, I just feel like you're meant to, you are going to balance things out. I do actually like see that for you. But you just have to kind of stick with it. You do have to like stick with what you're doing. If you're not doing it, maybe this is a sign to work on it. But I feel like for a lot of you, you are working on something specific, whether that is your budget or whether it is, again, like something to do with what you do for work. Some of you might even have like a side hustle or something that you enjoy to do. Others of you, I'm also getting that like this financial situation balancing out is that like it's going to allow you to invest into things that are fun for you, that are your hobbies and things that where you can express yourself. Like you feel like you have the space, the capacity, the possibility of actually creating a life of fulfillment for yourself. It's kind of like when we say like, oh, if I could just make $10,000 a month, like all my bills would be paid for and I have enough to like live and enjoy life at the same time, right? What else here? Yeah, we have rooted, infinite support held by the Great Mother. This feels like root chakra energy. Like this feels like the stability that you're looking for, the foundation, like wanting that infinite support of like having more than enough money. Where it's like, yes, the balance, everything's balancing out, but at the same time, you have more than enough. I feel like there's an element of like trusting in the divine, especially with this 8 of Swords coming up. It's like you might doubt things at times. You might question things. You might question your own path. You might question what you're working on, what you're doing. You might question if like, I'm putting all this effort, but is the money going to show up, right? Like there might be a lot of things that you're questioning. And I think it's like finding the support and the groundedness in the divine, like in your connection to spirit, connection to source, but also building this sense of stability for yourself at the same time. There's like a spiritual component and a physical component coming up here with this card. We have presence, be here now, give gratitude for what is. Yeah, so some of you like keeping a gratitude journal. I actually just started doing this, but like, every night, like write down 3 things you're grateful for, in your life or that happened that day or whatever. It's also about being present of like being, sometimes we can get so caught up in like the future goal, the vision that we like have for ourselves, that we forget all of the good things that are happening in our life at this moment and at this time. And so I feel like being here now and being present is having gratitude, because you can see the before and you can see the after. You can see both, right? And the in between. You don't just see what hasn't happened, right? So it's focusing on the good things as well as maybe the things that are or aren't working. there is almost like maybe a bit of a re-evaluation of like, as I'm doing this reading, actually, we're going, I think, are we going into a Mercury retrograde, or maybe we are in one right now, where you might be, again, like feeling like, okay, I need to change some things up, or I need to shift things. And that's not always a bad thing. It's just that sometimes we need to change, but we also don't need to be hard on ourselves at the same time, if that makes sense. So have gratitude for the things that you've already accomplished, the work that you've already done, right? Like see yourself for the beauty and the good things that you've created in yourself, right? This is, I feel like, also going to help you connect to source and help you realize like all the good things that already are happening in your life, that maybe sometimes, again, go overlooked, because it's very easy to overlook those things. So we also have Epiphany. Cycles repeat until the lesson is learned. Reminds me of, there was like a reel or something, I feel like, or a TikTok going around, and that was like the background sound, like someone saying the cycle repeats until the lesson is learned. I don't know if any of you remember that, but so you're having a light bulb moment. I think you're starting to see something clearly. Like, I feel like you're really wanting to change your situation. You're really wanting to shift your situation. And so I almost feel like there's such a drive and maybe a touch of desperation where it's like, I want this to change so badly. I want to get out of this cycle so bad. But there's a need to kind of also ground yourself and root yourself here. See the positive in things so that you can move out of this cycle, so you can actually shift out of this cycle. What else here? Money message for pile number 1. We have self-care, heal, repair, and reconnect. So yeah, some of you, this is like focusing on kind of the inwards essence. I feel like there's almost like you're doing all of the things that you need to do, you know, like I feel like the work and the effort is not in question here. I feel like what is in question is whether you believe that it's possible for yourself. Some of you actually taking care of yourself and looking after yourself, whether that's like how you nourish yourself, like eating wise, hydration, going for walks, like moving your body, the things you listen to or read or whatever, like doing what you need to do for yourself is actually going to be what helps you. What also helps you get out of this cycle. Your money might be very tied to like your self-worth or how you connect to yourself. And so if you're struggling and you're like, I don't understand, I'm doing all the things, look at how you're treating yourself. Look at how you're speaking about yourself. Look at how you're maybe putting yourself on the back burner because you're so focused on the work that you're doing. And I feel like that might show you where maybe you're a little ungrounded or things are not, they're not in balance. And so it's needing to kind of like put that attention back into yourself. It's interesting because with the Hierophant here, there is lessons I feel like you're learning, an evolution and an evolving that you're starting to happen. And this I feel like is going to help you have this breakthrough, because I feel like you're right on the brink of a breakthrough. That's so funny. We got just trust. Number 32. So trust that there's growth. Trust that there's a shift. Yeah, we have small steps, big accomplishments at the bottom of the deck. So you might be seeing small steps, small accomplishments, or you're not seeing the growth. I feel like you're really needing, I think that's what this gratitude is like, so you can see the little sprout, you can see the growth that you are having, that you don't otherwise see. Again, if you're not focused on it, you don't see it, right? And so sometimes we have to be really intentional about what we focus on, so that we can actually still kind of see the good, especially when we're so caught up in a destination of like where we're trying to go, or the beauty and the things that we want to have that maybe we feel like we can't yet step into. So let's get a final money manifestation, or money affirmation. It's helping you manifest. Final money affirmation for pile number 1. What is it that they need to hear? Yeah, we have prosperity comes to me in infinite ways. So I'm hearing like, don't cage yourself in. money can come to you in all kinds of different ways, and like more ways than probably a lot of us think, right? And so I feel like, again, you're shooting this arrow towards what it is that you want, which is absolutely beautiful, and it's great, and we need to put that effort and intention into things that we're doing. But I also feel like don't cut off other possibilities of how money can show up for you, or how people want to pay you, or whatever. There can be a lot of different ways that money comes towards you. So don't be afraid to play with that possibility as well, that like, you know, money can come to you in all kinds of different ways, right? So you're working really hard. I feel like you're about to have a breakthrough in a cycle that you've been in, and connecting more with yourself, working on your mindset around money, working on your stability, right? That gratitude is going to be a huge piece, I feel like, for you. And I feel like that's going to reconnect you more with yourself and the divine. And then that's just going to naturally have things start to feel like they're moving forward, because you're going to see that you already are moving forward. So that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Hopefully that resonates. Let me know down below. If not, feel free to check out any of the other piles or a different reading on my channel. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this message, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this amethyst. This is going to be your reading for the money message that you need to hear, that the universe has for you. So let's see. We're going to start off with some tarot. Money message for pile 2. What is the money message that pile 2? We have the Emperor. We have the King of Swords. We have the Hierophant. Dang. There's a lot of powerful energy here. And we have the King of Cups. Okay, what's interesting is these are all men. I feel like you're very much in your masculine energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. There's something around like strategy here, or almost like being very analytical, like having a lot of control around your finances. I don't know if this is like something that you have or that you need to have, is like, you know, more control over your finances. I feel like there's something here around like being more logical, strategic with your money, and not being as emotional about it. Like the King of Cups here is really the only emotion kind of card, but the kings, like they all have control over their suit. So he would have control over his heart and his emotions and his more balanced state. And so I feel like there's something about, like, let's say you emotionally spend. It's like kind of starting to get that under wraps. That's kind of almost like what it's giving me. I also feel as though there's lessons here that are being learned, right? With the Hierophant, the Emperor, there's like you gaining more personal control, sovereignty, and like structure over your finances, over your money. It's almost like, because like men and women are very different about our money and kind of typically how we handle things. Like a very masculine oriented person is going to be very structured, very analytical, look at the numbers, look at the facts, right? Someone who's more in like their feminine essence, and then depending on whether it's shadow or not, is like you're going to be more emotional about it, right? Like you're going to be potentially triggered kind of by the emotions and things like that, right? Like things are going to feel more emotional than somebody who looks at things like kind of analytically, if that makes sense. So I'm almost kind of getting like not as much in the emotions, or having at least a good grasp where it's not driving your decision making. I also feel like there's an element of like status, or you're looking to get to a certain level or up level or boost your finances. And this is where I feel like the kind of the analytical piece is coming through. Like you're wanting to be more analytical, or needing to be. What's the money message for pile 2? Money message for pile number 2. We have messenger, proclaim, guide, announce, and counsel. It's kind of almost that Page of Wands energy. Maybe one more. Pile 2, money message. And we got nurturer, seed, conceive, nourish, and birth. Interesting, because I was talking about the feminine energy, and there it is. That's like the Empress to me. Yeah, and then we have magic maker, captivate, touch, tantalize, and sense. Some of you might need to be more in your feminine. I'm almost getting like there might be so much masculine energy, and you'll know if you're in your masculine or your feminine when it comes to this. But like if you're constantly thinking about money and like, how am I going to make more? What am I going to do? How am I going to make it work? It's like there's a lot of rigidity in that. There needs to be kind of a balance of like, yes, we have structure. Yes, we have like, you know, we know where things are going and what's happening, but we also need to have this flow. We need to be able to nurture ourselves and nurture the seed and nurture the things that we're trying to plant and grow when it comes to our finances. I feel like there's a lot of potential to be very abundant here with this nurturer. Before, when I was shuffling this other oracle deck, I was seeing, I saw the card surplus. So I almost feel like for some of you, you will be entering a moment in time or a feeling of having a surplus, having more than enough. But I almost feel like you're maybe trying to get something to grow right now, trying to get something off the ground. There might be somebody I'm almost getting with the messenger, the Hierophant, maybe even the Emperor, like somebody who can help you, somebody who can guide you or support you in some way, shape, or form. But some of you I'm also getting are rising into this space of being an authority in your own situation, in your own, you know, life kind of thing. Some of you could definitely be in business, being your own boss, stuff like that. There also might be something that you're announcing that I feel like could make you a lot of money. Like if you're starting a business or you're starting a new offer or you're creating something new or doing something differently, I feel like this could, even if you're not announcing it out to other people, it's like you could just be starting this. If it doesn't really require other people to know about it, you could be starting this. And this, I feel like if you nurture it, if you work towards it, if you have a strategy and you continue to nurture that strategy, I feel like you'll really see something grow. Okay, let's see what pile number 2, money message for pile number 2, please. Money message for pile number 2. Interesting. We have let go. Release resistance, flow with the seasons of life. And then we have Lady in Red. And it says, indulgence, awaken your sensual power. Yeah, we have renewal. Unconscious beliefs transform your life. There is a shift. There is a change. Now, your beliefs are going to be important here because we do have the King of Swords. So it's like how you think. If you've got a sharp, clear mind, you know the direction you're trying to go in, you can go there. And I feel like there's almost like, especially with the King of Swords, the Emperor, there's like this empowerment that I feel like is coming through for you. Like you're stepping into your power. I also feel like though there's something about stepping into your creative power, stepping into your feminine power too. Like it's not just this masculine essence. And so maybe for some of you, you've been trying to do things in a very masculine way. You've had the structure, you've had, you know, the foundation of things like down pat, but you're like, it's still not growing. And some of that could be because there's still this, I almost feel like what you might need to let go of if you've been like, well, I've been taking control, I've been doing the actions. I almost feel like the thing that you could be needing to like let go of is the control, right? Release the resistance, the control, and let things kind of flow, right? Sorry, I'm just like fixing my shirt. Let things go, let things, you don't have to control every waking moment with this thing, you know? And so I almost feel like that might be something that you're needing to kind of do here. I feel like you really have the ability to make magic. You got to trust your instincts, trust the direction you want to go with things. Like, don't be afraid to be your own authority in the sense of like making your own decisions. Like, yes, again, we want to have strategy, we want to have structure, but sometimes that holds back our expression, you know? All right. Yeah, look at that. We have thoughts. Cultivate your ideas. So what you want, this is about like bringing your dreams, your ideas to life. But we also have to like, what do we believe? Is there thoughts and things that we need to let go of around money, around how we're going to be able to make the money, the path that we have to take? If we can be more open about what that path looks like, sometimes that can actually get us to it faster. We also have cleanse, clear space for positive energy. So that's a little bit of that like letting go. And then we have home, appreciate comfort and sense of belonging. So I feel like there's something around like a little bit of like stability. I also feel like there's something around, I feel like this home almost is saying like there might be things that you're letting go of in order to get to your goal financially. So this makes me think of like when we cut down on costs, or we cut down on certain things that we're not using anymore that are just like, you know, kind of like money leaks, right? There might be things that where maybe you're not going out as much, you're not eating out as much. I feel like it's because you're really focused on the goal, the vision. And so you're like, okay, some of these things like have to go because they're not in alignment with this this new life, right? This transformation that I'm trying to make here. I feel like though there's a need for you to indulge in things that make you feel good, things that nourish you, things that support you, but then I think you're getting rid of all the things, or needing to get rid of all the things that don't nourish you, that don't support you, and where you're trying to go. I actually just watched a video about people talking about like you have to think about like who you want to be, what's the life that you're looking to have, what's with this money, and how can you act and show up on a daily basis as the person who already has that. So if you had the money that you wanted right now, if you had the job that you wanted right now that brought in that money, what would your day look like? What would you do? And maybe there's some things you can't go do because you don't have the finances, but there might be things that's like, okay, well, you know, if I made $30,000 a month, I would wake up, I would have a morning routine, I would move my body, I would eat well, you know, like what's the essence, right? Who would you be when you're just maybe at home doing nothing kind of thing, right? So thinking about it from that perspective to help shift the energy, shift how you're being, how you're showing up. But I also feel like there's a need for you to kind of flow here. Like you don't need to push or force. I think if you just shift things yourself, let go of things that don't need to be here, and then let yourself indulge in the things that feel good. This could be like dance or play or movement or food, even like good foods, right? And seeing this as like something that nurtures you, nourishes you. That is what's going to help you grow, help your money grow. And it seems counterintuitive because you're like, those two things don't relate to each other, but they do, because it's energy, right? What else here for pile number 2? We have tame and attain. Yeah, this is like, I feel like staying on track. Staying focused on the goal, eye on the prize. Look at that, we got claim your power. So you're definitely stepping into your power. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot available to you. I think it's like about staying on track, but also not being so restrictive that it actually kind of wears you down. Like, is it actually, sometimes we can restrict so much that it actually gets harder to stick to, if that makes sense, right? And then we have abundance at the bottom of the deck. So you're definitely attracting abundance. I feel like abundance is right around the corner for you. If you don't feel like you're having it, I feel like it's right around the corner for you. The second you start to step into your power, you start to clear out the things that no longer serve you and aren't serving where you're trying to go. And you let go of the resistance of how it's supposed to look. And you just start showing up more of like your sense of self, your authenticity, and implement strategy along with the nurturing yourself and supporting yourself. I think things are really going to start to like take off here for you. Pile number 2. So let's get a money affirmation to close out this reading for you. money affirmation for pile number 2. We have, whatever I give with a grateful heart is returned to me tenfold. So this is like doing things for the right reasons. This is also about like you being grateful for what you have. And also like showing up, I feel like from a place of like service, like, right? Like whatever you show up and be of service for good reasons and good energy, it's like, that's just going to duplicate here for you. Yeah. And then the bottom of the deck says, the universe has equipped me with all the tools I need to manifest wealth. Again, you have everything you need, pile 2. And I honestly feel like a lot of you are kind of like already on the way to this. It's just kind of like reining in like a couple things, and like kind of staying on track, and you're going to be golden here. So I love this for you, pile number 2. So hopefully this resonates. Let me know down below. If not, you can check out any of the other piles or a different reading on my channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this message and you want to see more of them, make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this strawberry quartz square crystal. Oh my gosh, square crystal. This is going to be your reading for the money message that you need to hear from the universe. So let's see, pile number 3. What is your money message that wants to come through? Money message for pile number 3. Okay, right off the hop, we got a little naked card here. So we got the World card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Money message for pile 3. We have the Death card. And we got the 10 of Swords. Okay, interesting. So something's definitely ending, completing, transforming. I feel like you're on to like bigger and better things. Queen of Pentacles does indicate like with regards to your business or your career, or, you know, like that. We got the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So growth, expansion, abundance. I feel like it's like there's a phase, a chapter that's over, that's done. Some of you could be actually like literally transitioning out of a business or a career or a way of making money. Like you could be shifting something. I feel like this is a long time coming though with this 10 of Swords. Like I feel like you maybe have been thinking about this for a long time, and it's like now you're finally doing it. Because I almost feel like the Everything is Fine card makes me feel like she's sitting here with all these swords in her, pretending that like it's all good, but like it's done, you know. Like she's no longer here anymore, you know. So I just feel like there's a literal death that I feel like is happening when it comes to your finances, maybe how you make money, the work that you do, the transition. Money message for pile number 2, or sorry, pile number 3, please. Okay. So yeah, we got the Alchemist, which says change, refract, infuse, transmute. And then we also have, if I can get it here, Spirit, renew, detox, purify, cleanse. Yeah, this is being cleansed from your life. This is like a fresh new start. I also feel like it's divinely orchestrated. Like you're meant to go through this change. I know sometimes like the changes can feel heavy. They can feel like a lot. We can question like if it's meant for us. But I feel like you're meant to transmute this. There's something that you've learned, lessons you've learned, things that you can carry from this old chapter into the new one that you're going into. So you're cleansing out. It's either, again, a job, or it's like a way of doing things, or the way that your finances like used to be, if that makes sense. With the Empress here, we have the Empress, the Sun. Oh my gosh, the 10 of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? This is all at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like better days are ahead. I do feel like this is like a positive transformation for you. A positive shift. It's the right shift. Like, again, with this Spirit card with Renew, it's like you're detoxifying, you're cleansing yourself, ridding yourself of what hasn't worked and isn't serving you anymore. Let's see if we can get a little bit more about what this is. Money message for pile number 3. So we have let go, release resistance, flow with the seasons of life, which obviously we have a lot of letting go here. We also have immerse, take space to be in your own energy. So you might kind of just be doing your own thing right now. Yeah, we have the shadow at the bottom of the deck, stop hiding, radical self-acceptance. Some of you might be like stepping into more of who you are, your true, authentic nature. Like I feel like there's like a level up here, a glowing up, but it's because you've actually been doing the work with the shadow here. Like I actually feel like you've been doing some shadow work. That's probably what a little bit of this 10 of Swords has been, you know? And it feels like you might even kind of like, I don't know, you might take some time to honestly do nothing. But this transition that you're going through, I feel like is going to make you more money. I wonder if we can get from the tarot, I didn't really do this with other piles, but I wonder if we can get a little bit more of like what's on the other side of this ending, this transition, this change. What's on the other side of this with their money? Pile 3's money on the other side of this change. Okay, we got Ace of Swords. What's on the other side of this change? So I got the Star card. I'm going to have to find another crystal. Two of Cups. And then we have Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So give me a moment here. So we have, like I said, the Ace of Swords. We got the Two of Cups. And then we have the Star card. So there's definitely healing. I feel like there's also a lot of clarity. There's a lot of direction with this Ace of Swords. I also feel like with the Two of Cups, you might also, I feel like there might be people, collaborations. There's also just more alignment, like you and your higher self. Like especially with, it's interesting, there's two people on this like take space to be in your own energy. I feel like this is like you connecting with your higher self, with spirit, with the divine. There's something about alignment for you, pile 3. And I feel like this alignment is what's going to, it's like you're putting you more in like your purpose. You know what I mean? Like it's putting you more in your purpose, in alignment. And therefore you're only ever going to grow from there. I feel like maybe where you were was more of like a shadow or somebody else's dream or somebody else's vision for you and your life. Not really what you wanted to do. So from a financial perspective, I feel like what you're going to be doing or what you're stepping into, this, what's on the other side of this change is going to bring you fulfillment when it comes to your finances. It's going to bring you clarity. It's going to bring you success and victory. And what feels like, yeah, we literally have celebration that just came out here. Enjoy your victories with others. And that could be a little bit of this Two of Cups as well. Like you're having celebrations with other people and, you know, celebrating your wins that you're having. Like, I feel like there's a lot. Oh my gosh, I just had a lot of cards fall. One moment, please. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so yeah, celebration. I feel like you're going to be enjoying this with others. Like, we also have zoom in. The answer is there if you look closer. So for those of you who are maybe looking at like, okay, well, what do I do next? Where do I go from here? We also have creativity here. Use your imagination. It feels like there's maybe something that creatively, I wonder if I can just, creatively, you're going to be able to maybe even literally create for yourself, right? Like there's something I feel like for you to focus on. There might, if you're looking for like what is on the other side, I also feel like it could be potentially like right in front of you. But whatever this is, it's like you are happy that this chapter is ending. It's cleansing you. It's clearing you out. You might need almost time to kind of like step away. And yeah, we have some soulmate, someone from your soul tribe. It's like there might be a person here who has answers for you or maybe you're going to talk this out with someone. It doesn't have to be a love partner. It could just be like a friend. But don't be afraid to be creative. Don't be afraid to like, okay, well, like now that this chapter is over, like how can I make money now? How can I move forward? What do I get to do? Like, why do I get to live? How do I want to live? Right? Let's get one more. How is this going to affect their money? How is this affecting their money? Interesting. We have the Devil card, which actually kind of came out in like reverse. How is this affecting their money? I almost feel like, yeah, we got the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. There's almost, with the Devil here in reverse, there's almost like this sense of like you not being chained, not being attached or affected by the material side of things. So the Devil in its more shadow aspect is like very materialistic. There's no spiritual essence. And so what that reminds me of is like someone who's in a job just for a paycheck but hates what they do, right? Or the environment's super toxic or whatever. Or like, you know, people who make a lot of money but like are terrible people, you know? It's like there's no spiritual essence. There's no life. There's no good energy behind it. And I feel like you leaving this chapter behind is allowing you to expand. We've got the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like where you've been blocked, where you've been restricted, or maybe even where you didn't want to open up in the past. I feel like you're going to feel more confident. Some of you could be leaving a job and starting an entrepreneurial path for yourself. I just feel like financially you're going to have more than enough. It's like you actually get to grow instead of just feeling capped or stunted or blocked or held back from the growth that you actually want to see. It's like the environment or the way in which you were operating before, what you were doing before wasn't conducive for your growth. You weren't actually seeing growth financially. And so now I feel like because you've left this, you're unblocked now. You actually get to see the growth that you've been searching for. And I also feel like you're going to be a lot more fulfilled. We have the Ace of Cups at the bottom. So there is growth, there is expansion that's happening for you. Pile 3 with this change, because like I said, it's in alignment and that's just going to naturally make you more money. Yeah, interesting. We have you are what you think. So I feel like for some of you as well, there was this past situation. We go from the 10 to the Ace, right? Like we're literally starting the new chapter. And we got Master Manifestor at the bottom. You can literally create whatever you want. Like the world is your oyster. The world is your canvas, you know, like you get to write a new story for yourself, and it starts with your beliefs and what you think. I feel like where you were was keeping you very limited, was maybe having you question things, wasn't very supportive maybe for your mental health. And now I feel like once you let this go, once you get some time to your space, you're gonna have a lot, or a time to yourself, you're gonna have a lot more clarity. You're gonna have a lot more ideas, creativity, like all of that's gonna come back online. And your beliefs around yourself are going to be better, and you're going to be cleansing yourself. And then you're going to have, I feel like you're going to have like maybe new business ideas, new creative ideas, new ideas of how to make money, maybe new industries that you maybe want to go into. If you're like, no, I have a job, not a business. Like there might be new industries you want to go into or something new that you want to try, go back to school. Like the opportunities I feel like are endless for you. It's like whatever you want to create. So let's get a final money affirmation for you, pile 3. Yeah, the more authentic I am to my soul, the more money comes to me. Ain't that spot on? So again, it's this alignment for you that is connecting you with your soul, connecting you with your heart. Like wherever you were was like soul sucking, I feel. And it didn't have that spiritual essence to you. It wasn't really, it's not meant for you anymore. Maybe it was meant for you at one point. There was, again, a lesson that you had to learn, something you needed to transmute, something you needed to shift. And I feel like you've paid your dues in that space. Now is time for you to live authentically, live in alignment with what you want to do. Maybe now you have the money to branch out and to leave. And I feel like you're only going to make more in the direction that you're going in. So use your imagination as to how you're going to get there, what you want to create for yourself, what you want to have. I almost feel like this is like a pile who doesn't have, the next chapter isn't written, you know? Like, it's a blank canvas. You can literally do what you want with your life. And for some of you, it's going to be a bigger shift. Others of you, it's going to be very small. But it's like, don't forget that you're the creator of your own reality. You know, it's you and source, and your soul and source, God, whoever you want to call it, like working together to co-create this world. So what do the two of you want to create? And the more you can step into that, and the more you can feel into that, the more you're going to make more money. You don't have to follow the path that everyone else is taking. So that is what I have for you guys. Hopefully that resonates. Let me know down below. If not, you can check out any of the other piles or a different reading on my channel. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy these messages and you'd like to see more of them. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.